It's actually kind of good, I think. Terrible? I think it's pretty good.
I think it's
Coached
good.
her ass off award.
Welcome to Court Captains Volleyball Podcast.
Where we talk all things Major League Volleyball.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Nikki.
I'm Ian.
And today we're talking free agency rumors and getting ready for the final playoff push. But first, a message from our sponsor. This episode of Court Captains is brought to you by Volley. This is the only place you can play MLV fantasy volleyball. And the only app you can see U.S. Pro Volleyball schedules and stats. Love button cursive, MLV in caps. And obviously, don't forget about the daily grid. Word on the street is that I am way behind and
Everyone's
have fallen
talking about it.
far from the top 10.
You brag.
So-
You brag too much.
That's right. It's my own bad. So beat my score by downloading the Volley app at playvolley.com/courtcaptains. That's playvolley.com/courtcaptains.
Nice.
So from the top, I would love to talk about rumors. But before we talk about rumors, I'm going to talk about direct quotes. in the Dallas, we're going to talk about direct quotes, direct legitimate quotes. And then we're going to
Wildly speculate.
on those and talk about rumors, okay?
Okay.
So Dallas at Omaha on April 12th. Maybe you heard that John Cook got on the mic. I don't know exactly when, but he did get on the mic during that game. And he said that Omaha, has signed 9 players for next year.
Nice.
With this record?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they did that. No, I'm just kidding. It's really fun to go
Maybe
there.
they got
as
low
I've
numbers.
mentioned. As I've mentioned. Okay. So this is different from what we know about prior free agencies.
Remind the listeners.
For sure. So what happened before was that our understanding, this is just based on our understanding, okay, was that players could talk to their current team and their current team could make an offer to re-sign for next year. And the player and their agents could go back and forth about money. And then they could not sign officially until the first day of the free agency period, which was after the regular season ended.
So they couldn't just extend their contract?
They could talk about it, but they couldn't sign the document until after the regular season was over and free agency began.
That's weird.
And that was because, that was because those players then got an opportunity to hear from other teams, GMs,
Sure.
and coaches, and then consider counteroffers on if they wanted to jump ship from their team. So because no other teams could talk to players of other teams during season.
Tampering.
It's for no distractions. It's for the idea of, wanting your player to be on your team and be all for your team without thinking, I've got one foot out the door to go to another team next year.
Yeah.
So if John Cook is blabbing about signing 9 players for next year, which first of all, I don't think he was supposed to say that.
I'll say pause. So do you think that
Are they players? Yeah.
it's verbal commitments or it's actual signings?
I don't know.
And he
for
just
sure.
used that word.
Well, because
Right.
I don't know
That's
if
a
their
good
team's
point.
on Omaha. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to just extend your players. If they want to hit the free agency market, that's their choice as a player. But if they want to extend with their team, the one team they can talk to, why not?
He just didn't say 9 players returning.
Yeah,
He didn't say returning.
sign.
And so what we've heard is that coaches can talk to other players this year, and we've heard they can sign. Maybe it's only a verbal commitment. That is where I'm not going to say 100%, right? I've put out a request to the league for information in an official capacity. I have not heard back yet. So I'm holding space for next week to come back and to deliver you an official notice of what's going on. But what we're hearing, and what it sure seems like, is that players and GMs, maybe it's not players, maybe it's just their agents, are allowed to talk and hear offers from teams that are not the team that they're on right now. Now, this is a pretty standard international practice. The thing about the free agency at the end of the regular season for this league was that it meant that you couldn't talk to players abroad, and you couldn't like it's very common for it to be a 1-year contract, and it just like meant that our American players playing in this league, and I guess international players playing in this league, were like behind when it came to when all of these other teams are talking.
Mm-hmm.
It also meant that like these teams couldn't go get international players because they weren't allowed to like officially sign them until later. And a lot of those conversations were happening weeks behind the rest of the global volleyball community. So it feels like in some ways this was a move to get in line with everybody else. But there is that awkwardness of I'm finishing a season for this team and I know I'm not going to be there next year. Like that could be happening. We don't know.
What happens
Who
in
or
other
what.
sports?
I'm so glad you asked.
Oh.
Ian.
boy. Sure. I mean, so obviously
Sports guy.
well, vague sports knowledge that I have, obviously I'm like a majority American sports consumer. So like
That's
some
what
of it is
I am curious
yeah,
about,
sure.
really,
And like
but
some of it is going to be different than the MLV just because of like the monopoly that like the NFL has over football. They can
Right.
set these rules. There aren't other leagues. Like if you are a good player, one of the best players in the world, you're going there. There is no competing league really as good as the IFL with the Fisher Fraid is. We love the Fisher Fraid here on the podcast, but they have a similar thing like in the NFL where the league year starts. It's usually in like, I think March, maybe May, one of the M months. They'll open the league year and you can start signing free agents. 3 days before that, it begins what they call like the legal tampering period, which is when you can start talking to players technically under contract for like 3 more days on other teams that you wouldn't be able to talk to prior to that.
Wait, when does that start?
Let me double check and make sure the last year's date
But
was
the
March
Super
10th.
Bowl's over.
Yeah, it is basically it's 2 months after the Super Bowl. The next league year starts.
Okay.
That's
Mm.
usually when contracts start ending. And because the NFL is like the only show in town, all the free
clean.
agency stuff is happening in like that first week. All the big deals are happening in like that first week.
Yep.
And then
But
really
it's
you can talk
cleanly
to anyone.
happening. It's cleanly happening in the off season. Everybody's done.
I mean, you can, yes, but you can sign and up until the playoffs start. Like you can sign in because technically, like in the MLV sense or in the NFL sense, I'm a free agent, right? Like I don't have a contract.
Hell
Right.
So like every person that exists that isn't under
Yeah.
contract is technically a free agent. Obviously, we
Okay,
don't
so-
consider them that.
So could those free agents be talking to their agents, and they could be talking to other teams at any point during the season if they're a free agent?
Technically, if they're a free agent, yes.
Yes.
But if
Their
they are
contract
under
is up?
contract,
Yeah.
like and their contract is not up yet, it is technically illegal for them to talk to other teams. Their agents
Okay.
are doing it.
Yeah.
Because like the second the window opens, people are signing these like 6-year, 200. It's just like,
Yeah.
That indicates
it would
that there
take
were
someone suing
conversations.
them.
Totally.
Right. So like because teams that have a player are free to work out new contracts with that player. So that's the tampering that comes in is like they want to have a free shot at extending their own players or coming to an agreement on a new contract with their players. And if it doesn't happen, then they'll hit free agency, but they're not allowed. Like you said, they're not supposed to be talking to other teams, but like, I don't know, why are you paying an agent if they're not going
Right.
and finding those opportunities for you? That should be their job. But yeah, it's strict about when they are supposed to be talking to these other teams.
Yep.
The second in the MLV, the same way, I'm sure. The second you're not drafted as a rookie, you're a free agent.
Yes.
And nobody has
That's
your
right.
draft rights. You're just a free agent. Say in the MLV, nobody signs you to opening day rosters or whatever, and it comes to now April, somebody gets injured, and you're just kind of at home, staying in shape, training, doing whatever, and you were like on that cusp of players that was going to, like, you'll get calls.
Yeah.
And a team might sign you, but you'd still be a free agent in that case because you don't have a job. You're not signed.
Right.
But,
Yeah. This is like where we know, or we believe that we know that like even those free agents couldn't be signed past March 30th, I
Yeah.
believe it was. But regardless, like all of these players that have a contract with their current MLV teams through May 9th or 10th or whatever it is,
Yeah.
it seems like the league has opened up the ability for those players to talk to other MLV teams.
Hmm.
And
That would make sense because, like you said, it would seem like you would just say you're going to have 9 returners
I mean, what
if
if
do
you
you
all
have
have
these?
signed.
returners,
Yeah, if they're
Yeah,
only team players that are on Omaha right now. But
this may be a silly question, but do all these players have agents? Like, do
most
you
of them do.
have to?
You don't have to.
yeah, I wonder. I mean, I guess you could, yeah, represent yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
I've
Probably get
I
screwed.
follow a couple like agencies, like volleyball agencies on Instagram, and they announce when like
Hmm.
players sign with them as an agency. And
Hmm.
so and we see those signings all year long. It doesn't have to be in a certain time. Like you can start a
Yeah,
relationship with an agent at
Sure.
any time.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
it's like
I've
Yeah.
signing
seen
with
a
a
lot of
talent
these players.
agency.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of these players sign like as the season is going. And like in the last couple weeks, I've been like, oh, that's because I feel like that's because you're negotiating for next year now, and you
Yeah,
want some
sure.
help.
Mm.
My favorite always is like the players that have like their mom or dad with their as an
Hmm.
agent.
Heck yeah.
That's always
No, I
awesome.
love that.
It's funny
That's the
stuff.
best. Especially then you're like later, people are like, what is their mom doing with their
Yeah.
contract? Why is she doing it? It's like she's a lawyer.
Yeah. Then you get
Let her
people like
live.
suing their mom.
Oh, jeez.
It's pretty good.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so my question is, what do you think, what would your perfect situation be here? Should teams be allowed to negotiate with other teams' players when the season is happening? And if so, should they announce it right away or should they wait? Because I feel like these signings are happening and they're not announcing
feel like
until this season is over.
I feel like they need to wait to talk to these players.
Yeah. I
Why do
mean,
you feel that way?
that's what I would be.
The conflict of interest.
Yeah.
It's like what you're saying, like the halfway out the door. Like,
I
Yeah.
know.
Well, and that's what's tough is like because, a lot of these places, sports are weird in that way, right? Where like a lot of players are in a union. Your coworkers are other players for other teams. It's really one company.
Hmm.
And the team that you play for and we expect you to have loyalty for is also the one that can like manipulate that loyalty and pay you under market price if you want to stay there or whatever. So it's weird in that way. I agree. And it is hard to tell like where the line stops from agents to players because I don't know, I'm sure some players are like don't really want to be involved in like the actual behind the scenes chats with teams. So I don't know
Hmm.
how much of that is making its way through the agent to the player. Obviously, if they're guaranteeing or signing a contract with a team, you'd assume it had to reach the player at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a little far, but I don't know about like having an agent talk to other teams for you, especially in a place where it's precarious as a volleyball player and, wanting to make sure where you're going to be next year. I understand that. So,
Is locked down, yeah. I will say I think I'm okay with this at least this year because I like that the league is trying different things.
yeah,
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 Like I'm not sure that they would have done this without feedback from somebody.
it's a good
From
point.
players, from agents, from teams like saying, "Oh, May 10th is too late for us to get started with
yeah,
negotiations or
Oh,
it's too late for
yeah,
us to reach out to other players." Like I think that's the reason I like it the most and then we just like keep seeing if it works.
yeah.
keep
I
adjusting
I
it.
guess I guess the only like if we think about it from like the player perspective, like what is getting them the most like exposure, and I mean I guess it doesn't really matter if like teams talk if other teams talk to you before the date or not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would want to know what players feel about it. Like,
And
is
and you
this
can
something
jump
they
ship
asked
to
for?
love at any point, right? So
yeah.
like it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter
Well, and
totally.
in that
also
perspective too.
like you mentioned, Nikki, I think that if they're not going to change the schedule to be in line with European teams or college or whatever, they had the issue with the draft as well. You have to be flexible on something, I guess. And like you don't want to
Hmm.
keep missing out on players that are like, well, I'm not going to wait around. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'll sign somewhere in Europe because they're going to sign me. I'm not going to wait and see what happens.
Right.
And so they want to make sure they get to keep some of that talent from going overseas. They're willing to
Totally.
pay for it, but
Hmm.
yeah.
Regardless, I'm pretty glad this year that they're not announcing it because fans are so like miserable about not getting to root for the same people year over year, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
because in American sports, we're used to someone signing a contract with many years, and then the
Yeah.
fans love them. And this is something that, like, despite me wanting to be like, why don't you just not care about that?
But also they're the Brooks of the world. Like,
Totally. There are still
Yeah.
players that, yeah,
yeah.
that have stayed at the same place for a few years. But like, I think it's something that like it's really easy to be like, yep, in other American sports, players sign for many years. Therefore, fans get used to certain players and they start rooting for those players. We could just not do that. Like it's I'm like I like understand the inclination based on what we're used to,
Yeah.
but like you could just get used to something else. Like I
Yeah.
just like have a bit of a hard time with it.
Well, I
But
think
regardless,
like they, I think sports generally now, especially on the internet, like they're personality forward for a lot of these leagues, and especially in like basketball, soccer, like there are people that are fans of players and will follow them to different teams.
mhm,
And yeah, I don't know. Like I would personally with like, the teams that my dad rooted for. Like there's not really anything that could get me to not root for those teams. But the MLB is like 2 years old. Like
yeah.
nobody has those relationships yet
But
with the brands as much.
they're saying that if a player stayed for multiple years, then they could build that relationship.
Totally. But like I think that's what would make a team, like that's what makes the teams popular for, like if Dallas continues or doesn't continue to have Mimi Collier. Like there are a lot of people in Dallas that are Mimi Collier fans now,
Yeah.
right? And will
Mhm.
watch her.
Mhm.
And I think that, yeah, that just from like a business standpoint, it would seem nice to have people to build the marketing around
I
consistently, I
know.
guess.
Yeah.
But
But
I
you
think
could just
even in other
meet someone
sports,
new.
yeah, sure. And but even in other sports, I think like that's a rarity, right? Like it's a small group of players that don't move
Right.
in their career,
Uh-huh. In the grand
even if
scheme.
it's not every year. But
Yeah.
I think we're getting
Totally.
more used to that.
No,
But
you're
it's
right, especially with
scarier,
NIL at the college level.
yeah, sure.
Players
And it's
moving around a
scarier when
lot.
like you don't even know if they'll be in your league next year, let alone on the
Totally.
team.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that, if John Cook has signed 9 players and half of them are returners and the other half are picked up from other teams, like, thank you for not telling us who it is because I,
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to people react to that right now.
Also,
Yeah, no.
it's his team. He's like, whatever. I'm gonna
I don't care.
drop
I
this
did it.
tea and watch you all
Try to figure out what it
discuss.
means.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's also like
absolutely.
sweet, valuable off-season content that they get to like that they should be like drip
Right.
Yeah.
feeding during the off season to
Well,
keep
Totally.
people
now,
engaged.
Ian, that would mean that MLB is thinking about marketing at
The
all.
MLB content strategy.
Yeah.
I think they're getting better.
Definitely getting better. Definitely getting better. However,
This will help them. They can start doing it on May 11th.
yeah.
Start those announcements. Okay, that's all I got on this. We'll let you know if we hear anything official as it pertains to these rules.
Yeah. I
If we hear
assume there
anything,
are rules about when they can actually announce it, like who they
yes,
are.
totally,
Yeah.
totally, yeah.
Because yeah, that'd be crazy.
Right. I think there are very specific rules about all of it, like when who can talk and when
But
and to whom and how many you can sign. And
but
I'm
they
sure
can't
that
tell
there
us
are,
about it.
but they
Yeah,
can't
can
tell
never
us.
tell us.
Why would you be able to tell us?
Yeah, no.
Anyway, we'll circle back if we hear anything.
Cool.
The only thing I wanted to mention from a transactions news perspective wasn't a new transaction, but it was an announcement that Jenny Mosser has joined the Vibe, which we suspected because she signed right before the trade deadline. And she just finished her season in Italian A1 at Bergamo. Before that, she has played in Greece, Germany, Greece. So that looks like a 4-year pro to me. And she's been to both UCLA and Kansas for college.
What
She
position is
is
she?
an outside hitter.
Oh,
So love that for
interesting.
Vibe. They're meaning the business.
Does Vibe have a chance? Do we know?
They do have
And
a
they,
chance.
yeah, that group of three,
Yeah, Orlando,
four, I guess. Grand
Vibe, and
Rapids is in there
Omaha.
too.
Oh yeah.
It's 5 of them. San Diego 11 and 11, 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Omaha 11 and 13, that's 458. Orlando 10 and 12, that's 455. Atlanta 9-13, that's 409. Grand Rapids 9-14, that's 391. So Grand Rapids is definitely the most outside chance because they have the most losses in that column.
What if they announced like how they did for Indy and Dallas to say that they clinched a playoff spot? If they were like Columbus,
Yeah.
definitely not in the
Opposite of
playoffs.
clinched.
But they
Yeah.
are definitely not in the
They're definitely
playoffs.
not.
Eliminated.
They have been eliminated.
But hey, they're still playing pretty okay just for the love of
I
it, you
know,
Yeah.
know?
but they're getting so
Love the game.
close, and I know we can
Yeah.
talk about it
Well, I
after
just
this
wanted to
corner.
totally. I
Of
just wanted to
course.
mention because we're talking about this, those five teams, who they've got left. Omaha only has 4 games left. They play Dallas once, Orlando once, Atlanta once, Columbus once. And I'm not going to say once ever again because all of these teams
Or
only
once.
play once. There's no 2 more left, okay? So
Okay,
Omaha only has 4. That's Dallas, Orlando, Atlanta, Columbus.
Dallas, Orlando.
Okay, right? So San Diego, they're 11-11, 22. They have 6 games left.
Ooh,
That's against Indy, Dallas, Orlando, Atlanta, Grand Rapids, Columbus. So they are done with Omaha, but they play everybody else in the league one more time. That's really
that's tough.
quite a round robin, okay? Can't tell you about home or away. I don't have that data in front of me. So don't ask.
Look it up yourself. Gosh.
Orlando is done with Columbus, but has everybody one more time. They've also 22
Tough.
games played, 6 left. Atlanta, 22 games played, also 6 left. And Atlanta is done with Dallas, but has everybody else one time. And then Grand Rapids, that's 23 games, so 5 left. This math that I'm doing quickly, except for that one time I was wrong.
Good job.
Pretty good. Grand Rapids is done with Dallas and done with Omaha, but they have everybody else once. So it's a pretty even split. Obviously, like, it's not just straight up, like, do you win all of your games? You also need the other teams to do certain things. So we
Mhm.
can't just, like, think about it. Everything's dependent on how
There's a
everyone else does.
there's a lot of 3D things happening that
Totally.
we can't,
3D,
you know.
4D.
Nikki already did the math today. We're recording kind of
Just
late.
trying
We're
to-
tired. We're not gonna go through that right now.
No, we can't do it. But
But
this is compelling.
it's parody.
Parity count.
Yeah, that's I think they use it in baseball. It's called the magic number,
Okay.
which is some sort of formula for the number of wins they need and the number of losses they need from their closest competitor to clinch.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
But I don't think we have magic numbers being totaled for the MLV yet.
But that
No.
would be
So-
really nice. Could we get someone on that?
Someone
Yeah,
could
some
do that.
magic number doing.
All right. Well, let's talk about how the week went.
All right.
Ian's corner.
Scorner.
Yeah.
It's the
I don't have a
scorner.
snack today.
Oh my god.
No Scorner snack?
Oh.
That's tough.
Scorner snack.
All right.
All right,
Hit us
snackless
with us.
scorner. Here we
Hit us
go.
with it.
It began Thursday, April 9th. Indy ignited San Diego Mojo on CBS Sports Network. San Diego couldn't quite close the door on Indy as they won the final 2 sets for a 5-set win. Indy started off winning the first 25-20 and then dropped the next 2 to the Mojo 19-25, 22-25 before winning 25-19 and 15-9. They outhit the Mojo 211 to 172. A lot of that this week. A lot of both teams hitting in the hundreds. Really, they turned it on in the fourth, though. They hit 342 for the match. Both teams struggled passing the ball. Led to some difficult hitting on both sides, but Indy led by a really awesome Ajani Taylor game. She had 22 kills at 333, along with 14 digs. Lekator came off the bench, started and played the first 3 sets before coming out. She hit negative with 4 kills and had an ace, while Kayla Lund finished at 109 with 14 kills. Kara Cressy hit below 50 with 8 kills, added 3 blocks, and Taylor Landfair came in those last 2 sets and played really good. 7 kills at 333 with the block. Mia Ninga finished with 56 assists, 16 digs, 2 aces, and 6 kills at 750, so pretty good game. Mojo really great blocking in this one. Won the category 17-7, but couldn't find the floor consistently enough to win. Grace Loberg, good game with 16 kills and 2 aces, 2 blocks as well, and had a team leading 16 digs. Allison Jacobs was the only other Mojo player in double digits for kills with 11. She had 219 with a block, and Maren Grote stood out again, 9 kills at 207 and 6 of the team's 17 blocks. That was the only Thursday game, so now Friday, April 10th, Atlanta Vibe at Columbus Fury on Roku channel. Atlanta survives in a Columbus comeback, but they won the close fifth set. Columbus won the first 25-21, and Atlanta won big middle sets 25-17, 25-16, and then dropped the fourth 23-25 and won the close fifth set 16-14. They rode those dominant sets in the middle to win, led by Leah Edmond and Aiko Jones. Both had 16 kills. Edmond hit 245 with a block and 3 aces. Aiko Jones hit 250 with a block and an ace of her own. Taylor Smith had 15 kills at 310, couple blocks as well, and Phoebe Awolaya and Maggie Mendelson both combined for 10 blocks and 11 kills between them. So pretty good. They gave a few back with 15 service errors, but they hit really well in that regard. They only had 5 errors hitting in 5 sets, so pretty sweet. And they outblocked the Fury 15-6 as well. Fury hit 177 to Atlanta's 263. But led by a huge Raina Terry game. She took over 70 swings, 73 to be exact. Only Fury player in double digits kills with 30 at 301. She had 4 blocks and an ace as well. 20 digs, 42 passes, 40% positive. A lot of work for her in that one. Rachel Gomez had a good game as well. 9 kills, 333. All right, also on Friday, Grand Rapids Rise at the Omaha Supernovas on Scripps Sports Network, everyone's favorite channel that we all know. Grand Rapids lost a close second set, but handled business otherwise to win in 4 over Omaha. They won 25-17, then lost 25-27, 25-20, and 25-22 to finish it off. They won the match pretty handedly, despite never hitting over 180 in a set. They finished the match hitting 153 to Omaha's 119. I don't think really we can blame the passing in this one either. Both teams over 60% positive. Only 1 error between the two teams. Just didn't hit that well. Carly Snyder led the rise in kills. She had 14, hit 189 and 3 blocks. Elizabeth Inna followed her with 11 kills but hit 45. Paige Briggs-Romine and Berkeley Obled both had 2 different routes to their 10 kills. Berkeley hit 500 with 2 blocks, and Paige hit -25 on the way to her 10 kills. Cameron Turner had a nice one, adding 3 kills at 375 to her 47 assists, 28 digs. As a team, the Rise over the century mark in digs, finished with 104. Omaha really struggled in this one, though. A little brighter in the second set. They hit over 240, the best set of any team in the match. Layla Blackwell came in during the second set and was impressive. 10 kills at 444 with 2 blocks, although she did have 4 service errors on her 7 serves. Sarah Parsons led the team with 13 kills at 148 and a block, ace as well. Mary Beeson added 10 kills at 214 and a block off the bench, but similar to Layla Blackwell, struggled serving. She had 3 errors on her 5 serves. Brooke finished with 7 kills, hit 0, took about 40% of the team's passes, passed 64% positive though, so it was a good game in that regard for her. And then moving on to Saturday, April 11th, Orlando Valkyries at the San Diego Mojo on YouTube. Back and forth one all day, but San Diego took the win in 5 sets. Long 10-set week for them. They won the first 25-21. Then lost the second 16-25, then won 25-13, lost 23-25, and then won 15-13. Up and down game for both teams, but San Diego really started to heat up at the end. Finished hitting 176 overall to the Valks 144. They won the first set despite hitting under 100 and being out hit by Orlando, but they got it done. Allison Jacobs had a great game off the bench again. Came in the third, but still led the team in kills with 12. She hit 370 along with 3 blocks. Morgan Lewis came off the bench too and had a nice game, 10 kills at 333 with a block. And Grace Loberg also had 10 kills, 125 with an ace and a block. Marley had another 3 kills at 500 to go along with 18 digs and 43 assists. Long match in this one. Both teams had over 100 digs. Natalie Foster had a good day for Orlando offensively. She had 10 kills, hit 500 with 3 blocks as well. And Charity Looper led the team with 13 kills at 106, 21 digs. Brittany Abercrombie took the most swings for the team. Good to see. She had 11 kills at 111 and 21 digs as well. So she's back, getting a lot of work. Then Sunday, April 12th, Atlanta Vibe at Indy Ignite on Vice TV. Indy fought off Atlanta in 2 long sets, but still ended up securing the sweep at home. They won 25-19, 28-26, 27-25. Like I said, Atlanta made them work for it, but Indy still got out of it with a sweep. Led by the second really big Ajani Taylor game for the week. She led the team with 19 kills, hit 471, and Lekator came back from her tough game on Thursday to have 13 kills at 345 with a block. Lydia Martin played just the third set, but had 4 kills at 500 and a couple blocks as well. And Emma Clothier had a bit of a better game than her first one in this one, 3 blocks, 3 kills at 182. And Kayla Lund also had 8 kills at 200 with 11 digs. The Vibe were out hit 288 to 194 and were led for the match by Taylor Smith's 12 kills at 269 with an ace. Anna Dixon added 11 of her own at 185. Leah Edmond finished with 4 kills at 69, and Aiko Jones had 1 kill at 0. Just on paper, that seems like a difficult path for Atlanta to be winning games when that happens. Maggie Mendelson did play well, though. She had a couple aces and a block with her 7 kills at 400. Also Sunday, Columbus Fury at Grand Rapids Rise on the Roku channel. Just like Saturday, got another back and forth 5-setter. This time the Rise won it at home. They won the first 28-26, dropped the next 20-25, won the third 25-18, lost the fourth 21-25, and then won 15-9 in the fifth to close it out. Made it an undefeated week for the Rise. After going back and forth with the Fury, they out hit them 291-232. Probably the best offensive hitting match that we had this week. Rise ended up being led by Elizabeth Enna's 21 kills at 300 with an ace. Paige Briggs-Romine had 16 kills at 310 with a block and an ace. 14 digs in there as well. Cameron Turner had fill the stat sheet sort of game. She had an ace, 2 blocks, 3 kills at 333. Team leading 24 digs, 53 assists. Carly Snyder also had an ace and 2 blocks, along with 14 kills at 244. On the other side, Raina Terry led the way for the Fury again. 18 kills at 203 with a couple blocks. And Megan Lush had 16 kills at 255. Reagan Pittman Nelson had a good game too, 12 kills at 346, 2 blocks, an ace. Same as Kashana Williams, who came off the bench, finished with 7 kills and a block. Abby Walker played most of the game after coming off the bench in the first set and had 5 kills at 455 with 3 blocks. All right, final game of the week. We mentioned some of the telecast. There's Dallas Pulse at Omaha Supernovas on YouTube. Dallas really clicking on offense in this one. Swept the Supernovas in Omaha. 25-21, 25-21, 25-22. One of those games where Dallas's very top-heavy approach worked very well. It was fine in this one. They had 122 swings as a team. Sophia Maldonado Diaz, Mimi Collier, and Kaylee Cox combined for 98 of those 122 swings. Maldonado Diaz led the team with 21 kills at 333 and a block. Mimi Collier had 18 kills at 405 with an ace. Kaylee Cox had 8 at over 300 with a block. She had 16 swings in this one, behind the 45 and 37 from Maldonado Diaz and Mimi Collier. Omaha was out hit 320-202 in this one. Again, don't really think it was necessarily the passing in this one. They had one error. They passed 56% positive. Not their worst, but they just couldn't finish points. Sarah Parsons, the only Supernovas player with double-digit kills. She finished the match with 11 kills at 235. Had a block and an ace as well. Otherwise, they really spread the ball around looking for stuff. In this one, 7 players got double-digit swings. Emily Londot had 8 kills at 227, couple blocks, and Layla Blackwell did well again. 4 kills at 400 with 2 blocks. As was mentioned, Omaha currently holding that last playoff spot, but it's really close. And it wasn't a good week for them. And that was the week.
Thank you, Ian. Extremely well done.
Yeah, 0-2 week for Omaha, 2-0 week for Grand Rapids.
I mean, Omaha does not. So here, I'm going to say some things about these teams that are up for the 3 and the 4 spot.
Yeah.
Okay?
And take the Omaha stuff with a grain of salt, because Nikki is a huge fan of the team and can't be objective about it.
And that's been documented. Documented.
So
well documented ever since year 1. Omaha does not have good feels right now.
No.
But maybe they could hit their stride with the new coach in the final few weeks.
Okay.
You don't think
sometimes
so?
Just
Sometimes
like, I don't
you're
know.
hoping
I
for
would
like
have,
a new coach bounce, you
yeah,
know?
I would have expected it to happen this week.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that
Because sometimes,
I'm
like, the players get like a resurgent. They're like, oh, yeah, I want to play for this guy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to play for the last guy.
Things
I
are
want to play for
changing.
this guy.
yeah.
There's no
I
time
think
delay
that
on that.
I think people really like Thomas, but y'all know he's 25, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting choice for the interim head coach.
Yeah.
And John Cook also said like we've got a head coach identified for next year. And
Mm.
people were like, "Well, where is he?" And he said
But
it was a he, I believe,
Oh,
by the way. Yeah,
what are
that
we doing
noise.
there?
Yeah, that noise. But people were like, "So where is he? Can he just like come on by? Like what's going on?" I think that and here's another thing that I just want to mention. We got a comment on our last Spotify episode of someone who's watching a lot of Turkish and Italian volleyball. And they were like, it seems like the coaches, a lot of them are men, are like really yelling a lot during the game. So maybe it was a cultural difference. And I do want to acknowledge that that could be true.
Sure. I mean, there's also just different coaching styles, you know?
But I don't think it's going to work here. So I it, I want to make space for cultural differences.
We're making
And I
lots
think
of
we
space.
talked about it last week where like I think it'll work here if the team wins.
Or
Like
if
if
they trust you all the time,
yeah.
right?
I
If
mean,
they
you've
trust you
talked
off the
about
court, if they trust you in
your
practice.
your fear of Kathy as a young volleyball.
Oh, I was afraid of Kathy.
Yeah, like she is, she has that like hard ass edge to her. And like that's
She does.
awesome if you're good and reliable and like, players trust that from you and are willing to
hmm
take the criticism.
Yeah.
But when it's going
It's
badly and you're just yelling at them, it's
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 all about it's all about the relationship. And I think that maybe that would work if there's a different kind of demeanor outside of the game, or if there's again that like trust built up. So I don't want to say that there's no place for it in the United States because we're all little whiny
Yeah.
babies. I don't want to say that that's what it is.
No. Yeah, that's probably not true. Yeah.
But I maybe next week,
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
They just have good
there's 2 weeks
pieces.
left.
I know they should be a lot better than what they are.
They should be a lot better than what they are. And it's very confusing. I mean, let's talk about these games. These stats, they got their asses handed to them on defense by Grand Rapids. And
Yeah.
wow, did Morgan Hens probably feel really good about that one. 104
Yeah, that was a
digs to
fumble.
80.
That was
Yeah.
that was probably the first strike against that head coach, by the way, is getting
Well, yeah,
is
we never talked about it. Don't you think that Morgan didn't like him and said, I gotta fucking get out of here?
yeah, I'm sure.
On
Especially
top of the choices
yeah.
that he made about the two libero system and Morgan's not going to serve receive anymore, like now that we know that he was fired, it was more than just his bad choices.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably with her
Probably.
decision, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Her
But the
request.
thing is, like, that's a gamble. Like, it could have worked out, right?
Which part?
That like Morgan leaves and they just go to a one libero and the one libero shines. And like,
Elena Ogilvy, you're saying?
yes.
So what's interesting is people on the internet are saying that she's doing a really great job. And from a serve receive perspective, she really is. But in last week, I think it was, she was like setting records for the number of digs.
That just means your block isn't that good.
But also, I know, I've said this before, I can't hate on this too much. A dig is a bad stat.
Yeah, true.
It's so bad. It's up. Someone go get it. Someone did. It doesn't tell us anything about the quality of the play that is created from your dig.
Morgan
that's
has got to dig off the top of her
dig.
foot.
And was it perfect?
It was positive.
It was a positive dig.
Yeah.
But we don't have that stat. That's the other thing. They, on their end, I'm sure,
Yeah.
are
Yeah,
taking
someone's
this stat.
tracking that. Yeah.
The point is, in this game, Grand Rapids, Omaha, 104 digs to 80 digs, that's like a defense wins game situation because you're getting the ball up 24 more times, which is going to give you a chance to earn up to 24 more points, and it won't be 24, but like that's a big difference. We don't see that very much
Yeah.
in these stats.
Yeah.
Definitely not. I mean, there was another game where both teams had over 100. You've seen that, but they're equal. So, yeah, it's not a 25 dig difference.
Right. So Brooke
Really,
You
really.
mentioned Ian got a shit ton of attempts against
Yeah,
Grand
she's
Rapids
passing a ton.
and then didn't start against Dallas, right? That's not a great feeling.
That was a bold move by that
It's a bold
coaching
move
team.
by a
Coaching,
coaching team. I don't know that I
but
would have done
but
it.
yeah, I mean, honestly though, she hasn't been playing that well.
No, that's true.
But who's gonna replace? Like she's doing better than the other outsides.
Well, no,
Generally.
totally. And in this one, Reagan Cooper played for 2 sets and passed 60% positive and 30% perfect, which was fine.
Yeah.
Sarah Parsons is kind of holding it down at the moment. Like she's doing well enough, but no one's playing that great. Here's a question that I have. Now against Grand Rapids, Emily Londock did not hit very well at all. And she hit better against Dallas. But I would really love Merritt Beeson to play outside. Did she against Dallas at all? Because she got in, but I think it was dub sub. I don't think Merritt Beeson has played outside for the Omaha Supernovas. And I'd like to see it.
I kind of would too.
Just because Merritt seems to be the one with the like best energy, very positive energy.
Positive.
I don't know how her passing is, but at this point, fucking try her. I
Sure.
don't know.
Yeah.
See what happens.
I mean, as long as Sarah Parsons is playing well, you gotta. I mean, I think you gotta keep Brooke in because of the passing and defense.
Totally.
Like,
Totally.
yeah.
If she's not swinging for kills, she's at least doing that.
Yes.
I don't know. This is a head scratcher for me because they are so good on paper.
I know.
I don't mean the stats. I mean like what they're capable of. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not it's
yeah.
not
If you look
happening.
Yeah, the roster.
In the history.
Okay. So I think that they are a maybe in terms of holding on to the top 4. Y'all don't seem so confident in that.
I mean, I've said all year that I think they'll be in the playoffs.
Okay.
It's a treacherous place now. But I still think I mean, I'll be surprised still if San Diego is above them. Just
Okay, so-
from the fact that that's pretty crazy.
Mojo's fighting for their lives.
They have a lot of games left to play.
Yeah.
They do, but Alicia
It's all
might
in
be the
their
winner.
hands.
Alicia might be the winner of she coached her ass off this season.
Coach of the year. Yeah.
They turned it around.
See, but I think that Lauren Bertolacci makes the best choices, and she will have to be coach of the year. But if there was a coach their ass off award,
An
it should be
MVC.
Alicia,
A most valuable coach.
a most valuable coach. No, I'm
Coach
still
of the year.
really pushing for CHAO. KO.
This is that
Not
is a
chaos.
terrible acronym.
It's chaos. It's actually kind of good, I think.
Uh-huh.
Terrible? I think it's pretty good.
I think it's
Coached
good.
her ass off award. Okay?
Yeah, I mean they have been pretty good for a while
Putting
now.
pieces
for as long as
together.
they were bad at the beginning.
Stringing some wins together. It's very cool to see. And what the place that I've seen the most progress is with the middles. Now, I'm not going to say no one else progressed. I'm sure that they did and that the stats would point you a different direction. But what I saw from watching them play against Orlando was that the middles are playing heads up. They're heads up in plays. They're stepping in and taking a ball when they need to. That's not the third on the attack only. Maren Grote sent some there were some balls that went very far away. They brought them back, and Maren Grote steps in to put it over the net. That's a middle blocker doing a defensive thing.
I'm glad Taylor Sandboth is starting to get into a groove because when we went to watch them earlier this year, she got put in mid, and it seemed very
Oh yeah,
that.
it was. It was that. It was
Yeah.
my head's moving all around and I don't know which way's up.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
totally. She looks like she's connecting better with Marley. She's a little bit more centered.
Yeah. 100%.
It's been good.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna make it. I have a good feeling about them.
I do too. I'm rooting for them.
I know they have a lot to do. I know they have a lot ahead of them.
And I do feel like Omaha will prevail in the end. But how interesting if they don't.
So interesting if they don't. And that leads me to another comment that I have. I have a comment about each of these 5 teams.
Okay.
And my comment, so Orlando in 5th place, 10 and 12. My question about them is, do they give a shit
Of course.
either way? I don't know if they do. They don't look like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Questioning.
They had a tough
Questioning their desire.
They had a tough injury year.
Tough injury year. They
key players.
look at, now it's not the whole
King's
match
disease.
that they look this way. It's not the whole match that they appear this way. But in pockets of that game against San Diego, they all their looks on their faces were like, can we just fucking go home?
Yikes.
It doesn't, it's not the whole match,
Yeah.
but I don't know that they give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen this before. I think they're tired.
Possibly.
Even Columbus gives a shit.
I know they're out there just trying to get as many W's as they can.
Having a little bit of fun.
Which, just speaking of Columbus, if they had won maybe even one of these matches, because they were both like significant fights this week versus Atlanta and Grand Rapids.
Yeah, 2 5-set matches.
Raina Terry would have gotten Player of the Week
Yeah.
Sure.
if they would have won.
Second week we've had a 70 swing match from somebody.
Well,
Yeah.
and the poor girl, she have a lot of purple circles on her shoulder because,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cup and
I know.
She's
After that, yeah,
fighting.
73, I'm like, that sounds exhausting.
I mean, we've said this before. She's fighting for her career. She wants a
Who won
paycheck
player of
next
the
year.
week?
She'll find
it was
she'll have a
Ajani.
place
It
for
was
sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
I just mean like she's like, here, this right now. Like, can you just picture it? Like, picture her like her LinkedIn paragraph. Through times of strife, I'm a collaborative team player and I continue to produce
she's-
results. You
Think
know,
she's a
she's
future
Yeah.
Omaha Supernova.
I don't, maybe. I mean, she's like with every game, she's like, I can negotiate another 10K after this one. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
truly, it's like, put in the work, you will get the rewards.
True.
And that kind of like
and
heart,
also not only put in the work, but maybe more importantly, be good.
of course. Yes.
Because I know Nikki is out here questioning women's will to succeed in volleyball and their desire, but I would never do such a thing. Sometimes
Ian,
you
we
just
You're the
sometimes you
biggest
just come
feminist
up
on
short.
this podcast.
Exactly.
You are.
Exactly. I don't know. It's especially with the league, still small enough that like there's just nowhere, like there's not like easy stretches of games, and they just keep coming. It's tiring.
They just keep coming and they don't stop coming.
Tiring. And now you're working Brittany Abercrombie. She's fully back. She's doing a lot of work, but it's not quite as good as it was to begin the year.
No,
it's
I don't think I've ever
Tough.
seen her get blocked this much.
I know.
Last week and this week.
I know. I don't think she's jumping to her full. Maybe we said that already.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
not
and
jumping full
maybe that's part of
capacity.
it. Is like, listen, we won the title. We're really hurt this year. It's not our fault. We're very
That's,
hurt.
but that's not the mindset of a
Just wait
of a
until.
professional team. We're not
Yeah,
like,
you
oh,
wouldn't
let's just
think.
take this year off. That's
But
not.
well, yeah, true. Especially when it's like the last year of your contract.
And
because
yeah,
all your
everyone's got
contracts are
1 year
1 year.
contracts.
Yeah, and maybe that's the like. Yeah, when
$1
you're on a
million.
team that won the championship last year, maybe you think like, I'll get the contract next year. Well, the Fury are like, we really gotta put some stuff on tape. So
Yeah, there's different motivations.
I guess I assume it's $1 million prize again.
It is once again.
Okay.
the game for $1 million.
I've seen that somewhere. The match for it's a match for $1 million, Ian.
The match for
Get
$1
the
million.
alliteration.
I get it. Yeah.
My headline about Atlanta is that if they do manage to get in, I think they're losing right away because Leah and Aiko can only do so much.
Well, how many people
Well,
do you
what
think
about
are
the
losing
new-
right away? You think Dallas is losing right away, and they're probably going to be playing
Well,
each
Dallas
other.
was
How
just
can
for
they both
fun.
lose right away?
Dallas, that was just a comment I made for fun. That was
Just like all
that was
four
just
teams that
me.
get into the playoffs, they're all losing right away.
Okay, listen, the Dallas comment was just for fun for me to say I don't think that the shoe-in situation is Dallas versus Indy. I'm just trying to
Right.
like create a little parody at the top, a lack of parody at the top.
Well, it
I don't know
does
what I'm
seem
trying
like
to say.
They are what you were talking about with Dallas last week. Like Atlanta is the Dr. Hyde or Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Is that?
Yeah, which one?
Yeah.
Which one?
They're the
That
worst
sounds right.
version where like they are seemingly so reliant on Leah Edmond and Iko Jones,
Right.
and it's
But
not
I mean,
working as
they
well
just got
as
the
it is
new-
for Dallas.
Transfer gal.
Yeah,
Yeah, for the second
just
outside
might be-
position.
might be
But-
too late.
Just
Yeah.
just
already got
all
13
of
losses.
the pins. Just 1 million pin hitters. That's why, here, I figured it out. I did a little bit of introspection. The reason why I'm betting on Dallas and Atlanta to lose in the first round, I don't think that they'll play each other. It'll be Atlanta in fourth
Right.
and Dallas in second. Okay, so Ian, they're not going to play each other. But the reason why I don't believe in them to go all the way is because they're an outside heavy.
They're not deep
They're
enough.
pin heavy. Give
Yeah.
me middles or give me death.
They're not
And
diverse
I've
enough.
always said that. I've always said that. So now I understand.
Yep.
And then I
It's a
just feel
theory.
that Grand Rapids is a little bit too shorthanded to do this. It's a very uphill battle. I don't really believe in them. So I think it's going to be Mojo third and Omaha fourth. And that's my final answer. And I can't predict any
that's
later
probably
than
right.
this episode because we'll have enough information.
Yeah.
I think it'll
would
be
go with that.
Omaha third, Mojo fourth.
Mm,
That's what I'm gonna go with.
interesting. Okay.
I think those are probably the two.
Mostly because I don't want an Indy Omaha match first round.
first, yeah.
Neither. But Indian and San Diego went 5 this week. What if Mojo upset them? I don't think they will. But
But maybe.
you never
Orlando
know.
has, more games in their hand too, so they have the chance, but
Well, so let me tell you what's interesting about this
A while.
week of games. We have a lot of the middle 4 teams playing each other and then the top 2 playing the bottom 2. Right? Is that 8, Ian?
sure.
Okay.
It's just funny to be
So-
like, listen, it's an 8-team league. A lot of them are going to be playing each other this week.
Well, no, but very specifically, you'll hear it when I tell you. Okay, so Thursday, Omaha and Orlando playing each other. Okay, that's the middle. Then Friday, Mojo Vibe playing each other. See, those are the 4 teams that are up for third and fourth. Okay, then Indy Grand Rapids, Columbus, Dallas. So that's top 2, bottom 2. You see what I mean? That
It's very
means that those
aesthetic.
those other 2 games it's very aesthetic. Those other 2 games are also on Friday. So that Thursday, Friday, first couple games I said, those are huge.
Feel like they did, we talk a lot of shit to the scheduling office sometimes. It's a pretty good last 2 week setup of like
Yeah.
nobody's playing people
Totally.
twice.
Good distribution.
Uh-huh. They're
It's
doing a
all
great job.
spread. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
They did a
that
great
was a
job.
good plan.
Absolutely. And that we will compliment the league when we have the opportunity. Okay?
Yeah. Remember that
Then
league?
don't forget league. Okay, then Sunday, Grand Rapids, Columbus. That's the bottom. And then a little bit later, San Diego, Orlando. That's another one that matters. And then Omaha, Atlanta. That matters. See, we just did a little whoop. Okay? And that's it. So did I say, I said Indy one time. Just one game for them.
Yep.
Just
What
one
do you think
game for Omaha.
they're thinking?
That's a lie. Omaha plays Atlanta.
They're
Wait, did I
thinking just
miss
like-
other games? Sunday the 19th is a 4 game. Then Dallas and Indy play each other. That's the top.
Okay,
That's
so
Indy's
that's
second
just
game.
like a fun. You think that's probably one where they're like, we're using the full deep rotation of people.
I mean, they
They
don't want
both
to lose.
should.
They don't want to lose their first place, right? I mean, I guess you
Yeah,
maybe
you're
don't want to
right.
think about it too much, but
They're still very close. I,
mean,
think
they're
they
still
have to
2
go all
games
out.
up. But yeah, like, I don't know. I think it's too much to be thinking like, would you rather play San Diego or
Whoever.
Omaha or Orlando? Like, that
I
seems
mean,
like too much to try and.
They both want to be regular season champions. Their coaches are like, we want this.
yeah.
So I don't know. And especially if you end up thinking, well, that could be the championship. And whoever beat who on April 19th gets to say on May 9th, we just beat them. Let's do it
What
again.
would you do
Yeah.
if you were basically, you knew you were like, say you were going to play a team in the championship, which may or may not happen, and you were playing them in like a meaningless friendly, not meaningless, but it's not for the title. Would you be like, hey, let's keep some of our secret shit in the bag?
No one has
Don't show it
secrets
to 'em.
anymore.
Don't-
It's not- there's
put it
no
on
secrets
tape.
at this point, though.
No secrets.
Just
There's
like,
only
hey,
so
we're going
many
to be.
combinations, permutations you can.
Yeah, I
You
guess.
just got to go out there and have a really good time. And you know who's good at having a good time is Indy.
Indianapolis. Nap City.
Indianapolis Ignition.
Nap
Okay?
City.
That's their government. Just saying. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have an all league day on the 19th. That's a very big deal. And I just want to give credit once again. These head to heads at this time of the season, they had no way of knowing that this would shake out this
I
way. This
know.
is really good.
It's exciting.
Top teams and
exciting
bottom
stuff.
teams. and then the middle 4 duking it. You got to cut out the part where I said 5, okay?
We'll see.
We'll see. And I didn't tell you really any of those times or any of those places, so why don't you just check it out?
Just do it yourself.
You know where you can check that out? Volley app. They have
The
schedules for
Volley
you.
app. You can check it
Boom.
out there.
Boom.
Hell yeah. All right. I think that's all we've got.
Yep.
Excited. It's set up well.
It's set up so well. And with that, thanks for listening to Court Captains, a volleyball podcast. Please give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and like and subscribe on YouTube. Don't forget to watch over there, okay? Give us some views over there. We need them. If you like what you're hearing, support small podcasts. And if you don't like what you're hearing, then please just go ahead and mind your business. Follow us on Instagram at CourtCaptainsPod and email us your questions or comments or your address if you want a sticker at courtcaptainspod@gmail.com.
And don't forget to be the captain of your own court.
It's really wise.
Yeah.
Every time. All right.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.